enter in, not sparing the flock. Even of your own selves shall men arise, speaking perverse things to draw away disciples after them. Ladies and gentlemen, glory to Yahweh. We find that in the book of Acts chapter 20, beginning around verse 22. But in the book of Isaiah chapter 56, listen to what the word of Yah says here, ladies and gentlemen, verse 10. His watchmen, his preachers, his pastors are blind. They are all ignorant. They are all dumb dogs. They cannot bark. Listen, they can't bark. Listen, if you have a dog that cannot bark and warn you of intruders coming in your yard, you need to get rid of that mutt. These pastors today are mutts, lazy junk yard dogs, mutts, ladies and gentlemen. They cannot bark. Amen. We need some thoroughbreds, ladies and gentlemen. Glory to Yahweh today. Some Doberman pitchers, some Rottweilers, some pit bulls, ladies and gentlemen. Some Great Danes, some dogs that will intimidate, amen, that will cry loud and spare not and lift up their voice like a trumpet. But we got a bunch of chihuahuas and poodles, ladies and gentlemen, behind the pulpits today. It says his watchmen are blind, they are all ignorant, they are all dumb dogs, they cannot bark, sleeping, lying down, loving the slumber. Yea, they are greedy dogs, which can never have enough, and they are shepherds that cannot understand. They look to their own way, everyone for his gain from his court. It looks like, amen, that Isaiah was speaking of the preachers of this day, ladies and gentlemen, but he was speaking of the preachers of his day. But the preachers of Isaiah, the prophets, they are identical to these false prophets today. Yahushua told us in the book of Matthew chapter number 24 pertaining to the end, ladies and gentlemen, the end of the age. He said in verse 11, he said, for many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many. Then he said in verse 24, Matthew 24, he said, many false messiahs and false prophets shall rise, ladies and gentlemen, and show signs and wonders. If it's possible, they shall be able to deceive the very elect. Our world is inundated, infested with these false prophets. They're everywhere. John 4:1, beloved, believe not every spirit. 1 John 4:1.